Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zaks Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 3rd of September. Starting off with the FTSE, and here it looks as though we're struggling at this uptrend line from the middle of last month. The support there around 83.40, but at least while we're above that, looking for potentially breaking 84.20 in that red May resistance line, and then the promised land of heading up to the top of that rising trend channel from back in September last year, 86.40. By the end of this month. On the downside, which I suppose looks a little bit more likely now, the 50-day line 82.30 is the favoured destination if we can get out of this rising wedge potentially in time. Moving along to the DAX, and here you can see that consolidating at the higher levels, which is nice. Near-term support around 18,700, maybe you have to allow down to 18,600, and that broken May resistance line on the upside, still looking for 20,000 perhaps as soon as the end of this month. Worst case is that we've got to head down to the 50-day line there, 18,300, but ideally we stay above that red line there, currently towards 18,600. Moving on to the Dow, and here the position, obviously with the holiday and everything else, but still looking for a break to the upside, and looking for up to 42,700 at the top of that rising trend channel by the end of this month. Support there at 41,000. Moving on to Bitcoin, which still continues to be something of a problem child, and you'll see why by the chart. We're still trading either side of that uptrend line there from last October. That's around 59,000. Above that, looking for the recent resistance and the 200-day moving average, 64,000 plus, but can't rule out a final dive towards that February support line projection at just under 52,000, especially given the way that the RSI is still failing under the neutral 50 level. It's currently at 45. Moving along to gold, and here we have a situation where old resistance has become new support, so around the 25.20 level. May have to go down to 24.80, which was previous support for this market. Worst case is the floor of the channel there and the 50-day moving average at 24.60, but at the moment, hopefully it won't come to that. Clearing 25.60, 70, and we're looking at 26.50 by the end of this month. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Arcontech, which we haven't looked at for a while, and here we've gapped up yesterday and we followed through. In fact, we've broken the gap up day. Initial target here up to £1.22, but we could, if you're a fan of the shares, be looking at a rather greater target, which will be shown by the line I'm just about to draw. So the upper parallel of that rising trend channel heading for £1.50, maybe by the end of next month. We've got the 50 and 200-day lines both rising. That suggests we're about a week or so away from a golden cross, and the run up to a golden cross tends to be the strongest part in the cycle. Upside valid certainly while we're on the right side of £1.10, which was the spring resistance for the shares. Moving on to a stock which I do cover quite regularly, Bushveld, and here bouncing above a rising 50-day moving average. So initial target here 1.1 pence, best case by the end of next month up to 1.6 pence. And looking good in the sense that we've managed to stay above that 50-day line now for the best part of a month, even on support tests. Moving along to Bluejay, which seems to cause controversy wherever it goes, but here the potential of a rising trend channel base. Obviously we had that massive spike and then we came all the way back down again. Looks as though that rising trend channel has a floor there at 0.31, above that looking for 0.45 as the favoured destination, maybe by the end of this month, stone throwing permitting on that particular situation. Another company which had plenty of stones thrown at it has been Cirata, but nice setup here in the sense that we have an unfilled gap to the upside off the low. We had that the end of last month, just a few days ago. Initial target here, the old support there, and the 50-day line area around 46, 47 pence. But can't rule out, with such a good setup, the 60 pence level by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above recent neckline resistance around 42 pence ahead of a recovery in the shares, or potential recovery. Now, the stock which looks as though it might be turning around is EnSilica. In fact, it's already broken the line of resistance there from the end of February. That's around 48 pence. Above that, we're looking for, obviously, the next level up. Well, the next level up is actually 54 pence, but we're looking for more than that now after the bear trap and the W-shaped reversal. Looking for the low 60s by the end of this month. If you're cautious, maybe wait for an end-of-day close through the 200-day line there at 50 pence, but looks like it's on its way after a false start and a bear trap below the mid-August support. Faron is next, and something of a favourite of mine. It keeps moving around a lot. V-shaped bull flag above the 200-day line there at £1.91. As long as we stay above recent support around 203, looking for the next level up, which is 292. And that might happen by the end of this month with this V-shaped bull flag above the 200-day moving average. Also, we had an unfilled gap to the upside last week, which is an extra source of momentum potentially. Indus Gas is next, and here shaping up quite well as well. We've got this V-shaped bull flag, as I call them, above a rising 50-day moving average, so looking for that to deliver the goods. We also had an unfilled gap to the upside at the end of last month, so this could be rather more than heading up to just 22 pence, looking for up to 46 or 47 pence, maybe filling that gap down from April by the end of next month. If that call goes well, I would be rather pleased. Another call that's gone rather well after a bit of a delay has been Metro Bank. We were looking for this consolidation here as being a mid-move consolidation between the low 50s and the 60 pence area. Broke out of that range last week and still looking for 85 pence now as soon as the end of this month or even sooner. Great turnaround there, and actually pretty well behaved given the way that we had the saucer turnaround and then the consolidation well above previous. On to a stock which is bouncing off the lows, and it's a bear trap island reversal, one of our favourite setups at Pennant International, rising 50-day line as well. So looking for the shares to hit the top of that falling trend channel from back in October at 32 pence by the end of this month or even sooner. So even though it's not a very followed situation, the setup is absolutely plumb there at the moment. Ideally, we stay above the 50-day line there at 24 pence. Moving on to a stock which also looks as though, well, it looks very promising. We've had an unfilled gap to the upside to start the rally, and the shares in a rising trend channel on SIMEC, looking for the top of that rising trend channel up to 4.5 pence by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 2 pence recent support in the meantime. Shuka is next, and the feeling that the shares are ready to move higher. Looks a bit like Celadon did actually a few days ago. We've managed to get above the floor of the gap there at 6 pence. Above that, we've been looking for up to 9.5 or even 10 pence, and that could happen well before the end of this month. On to the last two. First one is Transense, and here rising trend channel, steep rising trend channel heading for £1.80. Looking for that by the end of this month while we remain above recent support at £1.50 on a mid-price basis. Finishing off with the stock which has the Premier African Award for the most fundraisers or placings that the company can have in a shorter period of time. Vast, though, within this triangle formation, which has been in place since July. 0.12 the potential target there, fundraisers, placings, etc. Bad news notwithstanding, and looking for that maybe over the next week or so. If we can get up there, then we'll be more confident that the shares actually have turned the corner. The big price here, if that was ever possible, would be a move towards filling the gap down from July at 0.16, but I'm sure the company would raise money if the shares got anywhere near that. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.